The spotlight on Hollywood rarely dims, but sometimes it burns hotter than ever, especially when it centers around a dramatic legal dispute that involves two major stars Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni have both made names for themselves in the entertainment industry, yet their current legal entanglement has drawn more attention than any of their films or television shows ever could. The case, which has been unfolding quietly for some time, suddenly erupted into public discourse when Blake Lively made a move in court that has now raised serious questions. To understand the weight of Blake's court move, we need to rewind and examine how everything began. Initially, this legal matter started with online discussions and videos that referenced Blake Lively in relation to a behind-the-scenes incident involving industry power dynamics and creator suppression. Allegedly, her legal team moved swiftly to issue legal threats against multiple creators claiming misinformation and defamation. Justin Baldoni, whose involvement seemed secondary at first, gradually became a central figure in the narrative. While Blake's legal team pushed hard for subpoenas, takedown demands, and quiet settlements, Baldoni seemed to maintain a low profile, quietly aligning with a growing number of creators and voices pushing back against what they saw as legal intimidation. His public silence contrasted sharply with the aggressive nature of Blake's legal representatives, and this contrast did not go unnoticed by observers, fans, and legal experts. Then came the surprising twist. Blake Lively made a strategic court move that appeared to scale back some of the previous legal actions. Instead of pushing forward with full force, she withdrew certain demands and delayed others almost immediately. This raised questions across media platforms. Was this a sign of weakness or a smart legal tactic? Was Blake reassessing her position or reacting to unexpected resistance? Legal analysts across television, YouTube, and digital news outlets began speculating the idea that this withdrawal could indicate that Justin Baldoni and his team were gaining momentum became a major topic of discussion. Creators who were once cautious began posting again, voicing renewed confidence and even alleging that the initial legal threats had no real foundation. As public opinion started to shift in Baldoni's favor, hashtags like Justice for Creators and Stand with Baldy began trending. Online fan bases that had once been divided were now rallying around the idea that creators deserved protection from overreaching celebrity influence. This change in tone added more complexity to the story and placed Blake in a difficult position where her next move would be analyzed under a microscope. Even in traditional media, the framing began to evolve. News outlets no longer treated Blake as simply a celebrity defending her rights. They began exploring the narrative of a powerful figure possibly overstepping. In an attempt to suppress criticism, the court of public opinion started asking whether celebrities should wield their wealth and influence in a way that affects smaller creators. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni, though still keeping much of his commentary off record, started being viewed as a quiet advocate for fair use and digital rights. Some insiders suggested he was working closely with legal teams representing affected creators, adding more credibility to the pushback in this tense and highly publicized environment. Blake Lively's scaled back court actions have become symbolic. They suggest that despite her fame and legal resources, she might not hold all the power in this situation. Instead, public support, legal pushback, and media scrutiny are leveling the playing field. As this chapter closes, one thing is becoming clear. This is not just a legal fight between two individuals, it is a battle over influence, control, and the rights of people to speak openly in the digital age. And for now, it appears Justin Baldoni might be winning that battle. In the aftermath of Blake Lively's decision to step back from some of her legal demands, reactions from the entertainment industry began to ripple far beyond the courtroom. The unexpected shift in her legal strategy set off alarms and debates among lawyers, journalists, content creators, and everyday fans, all eager to understand what this meant for the case and what it could signal about the broader power dynamics in Hollywood. Inside legal circles, the decision to scale back was interpreted by many as a defensive maneuver. Several attorneys who specialize in celebrity cases weighed in across mainstream platforms and independent channels. They pointed out that once a legal team shows hesitation or changes course, it can weaken the perception of their confidence in court. This perception can have far-reaching effects, even if the underlying legal arguments remain unchanged. At the heart of the speculation is the idea that Justin Baldoni's legal advisors may have filed strong motions or outlined clear defenses that made it difficult for Blake's team to continue without risking significant setbacks. It is also possible that counterclaims were being discussed behind closed doors, something that would have made any further aggression risky for content creators. This moment felt like a turning point. Those who had initially been hit with subpoenas or takedown threats began speaking more freely again. Many of them shared their stories online, discussing how they felt bullied or silenced and how Blake Lively's pullback gave them the confidence to push back creators who had once deleted videos or made public apologies were now releasing new content, reframing the story with fresh information and more support from their audiences on platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Trending hashtags gave life to this wave of resistance. Creators were no longer isolated voices. Instead, they became part of a larger collective demanding fairness and transparency in how public figures engage with critics and commentators. Even celebrities began to take subtle positions. While most refrained from naming names, a few actors and industry insiders posted vague yet telling messages on social media about free speech integrity and the dangers of legal overreach. These were widely interpreted as indirect references to the ongoing conflict between Blake Lively and those challenging her legal approach. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni continued to remain mostly quiet in public, yet the silence itself became powerful each time Blake's team moved or retreated. Without clear explanation, the assumption was that Baldoni's side had scored another quiet win. Legal experts speculated that his strategy of restraint might be helping him more than any courtroom speech ever could. By not escalating publicly, he appeared focused, calm, and composed, allowing the facts and reactions to speak for themselves. Behind the scenes, rumors circulated that Baldoni's team was gathering more evidence, not only to defend creators but potentially to expose practices that could reflect poorly on Blake's legal team. Some insiders hinted that there might be email threads, subpoenas, or other records that could paint a different picture of the intentions behind her legal campaign. As the case unfolded, media organizations began to shift their narrative. In earlier weeks, headlines painted Blake as the victim of slander, but more recent stories questioned her tactics. Many articles and segments suggested that her approach might have gone too far, potentially crossing the line from protection to suppression. Public opinion polls on digital platforms reflected this change. Fans who once stood firmly behind Blake were now split. Some continued to support her right to defend her image, while others expressed concern about the damage this battle might cause to her long-standing reputation as a respectful and graceful figure. Meanwhile, creators themselves were evolving too. They started linking arms, forming informal alliances, and creating content that not only addressed the Blake Lively case but also called out broader issues in the entertainment world. The situation had sparked something bigger than a celebrity lawsuit. It became a cultural moment about justice, creator rights, and accountability. As this chapter draws to a close, the message is clear: a legal battle that began in the shadows is now fully in the public eye, and the tides of opinion and power are shifting. Every move is being watched and interpreted, and every silence speaks volumes. Justin Baldoni, without raising his voice, is appearing stronger with each passing day, and Blake Lively's next decision could determine not just the direction of the case, but the shape of her public legacy. As legal observers continued to dissect every move in the case between Blake Lively and the group of content creators, a new wave of developments shook the already tense atmosphere for Blake Lively's side. The situation became more complex with each passing week. The withdrawal of certain legal actions may have been intended to lower tensions, but it had the opposite effect. Instead of slowing things down, it triggered a surge in creator resistance and public curiosity. In legal circles, many started calling in a misstep. Experts who had defended Blake's initial legal moves now took a more cautious tone, saying that strategic withdrawals often come with unintended consequences. One high-profile entertainment lawyer stated on a podcast that when you send subpoenas and then take them back, you signal weakness. Whether it is true or not, the other side feels emboldened and the media smells blood. Justin Baldoni and his team appeared to understand this shift well. While Blake's representatives avoided public statements, Baldoni's legal advisors quietly reinforced their client's stance. Through court filings, interviews, and strategic public commentary, they framed their position as not just a personal defense but a stand for fairness, transparency, and free expression. Meanwhile, a growing chorus of voices